In this video, I'm going to show you how you can make graphic elements. And when I say graphic elements, I really mean vector shapes, the kind of thing that you could make in Illustrator, but we can also just make them right here in InDesign. And the reason you would use a graphic element is to tie in the left page and the right page of a spread together, or to create a cohesive element that you can bring throughout the entire book, but alter a little bit each time you use it to create contrast. And um, what I'm showing you right now is not how I've ended up doing my own book, and it's also not to say that the design I'm going to do is a great idea. I'm just going to show you how you can do it. And the way that you would make a graphic element is very similar to how you would make them in Illustrator. So let's just start off with the rectangle tool. And on this, I'm going to focus on this spread right here. Let me just get my pointer so I can indicate what I'm talking about. I'm going to focus on this spread right here. And what I want to do is connect this pole, this clothing rack, to this chair, because these are the clothes that I own, and this is what I end up wearing. So I'm going to get, we can do this with a rectangle or we can do it with a line. I'm seeing that there's a straight edge right here. So I'm going to highlight this pole, right? This is the clothing rack. Right now what I have is, I'm just making this bigger to maximize the space. Right now what I have is a black outlined rectangle with nothing in it. I'm going to change that. So I just swapped it. And now I've been using this green color, so let's see if I can get that to continue using. It's right here in our swatches panel, so I'm going to change the color to that green. And so I have this pole, and now I'm going to continue it. Let's say I continue it all the way to this side. Again, I'm not saying that this is an ideal design. This is really just an example. Maybe what I can do also is change the quality of this line. Like the blending modes that we had in Photoshop, you actually have them also in InDesign now, and it's really exciting, I think. Just over here with opacity, you can click on opacity, and here we can change the blending mode of this shape. I'm going to change it to multiply, and now we can see through that right there. Maybe we can change it to overlay instead. But you don't have quite as many options as you do in Photoshop, but we do have some options. So this is just something we can do. Let's just keep it at multiply for now. I think that it might be like that, and then it just shows that the clothing rack is coming to the page here. We can try adding some more. I'm going to duplicate this. So there's a bottom clothing rack too. And maybe right now the picture, this is on the red line on the picture line. I want this line to come behind my chair. So what I can do is drag it from the picture. I can use Command Shift brackets, the left bracket, and that makes it go underneath. Or you can put it on its own layer. And now it's underneath, and maybe this line doesn't need to go all the way across. So I want to keep it the same width, and I can just end it there. Right, and maybe what I can do here is add some text here to tie it in together. I think I've been using Gotham for this book, so let's try. I'm just typing Gotham in. We can use Gotham, and I'm going to say we just want to be typing the clothes I end up wearing. And now I can make this box smaller. I like to keep the boxes smaller so that way they take up only the space they need to. Maybe we can line that up over here. I'm going to make this a little closer so that way because things are connected by closeness, so by moving it closer, this is now associated. I'm going to I'm going to make another, I'm going to duplicate this text box. And I'm going to type in the other phrase, which is the clothes I own. And then I'm going to put this here. So this is the clothes that I own, and these are the clothes that I end up wearing. Maybe we can add some ellipses there to connect the two phrases. Like that. And maybe we can move this closer to the chair. Maybe I can move this line here. So that's how we can add some graphic elements. There are other ways to do it as well. You can also use the pen tool, which is basically the exact same thing as it is in Illustrator. You can make shapes. Shapes can be graphic elements depending on how you use them. You can also just use lines. You can use a line. Let's go to this page just because it's an empty page. Okay, I can draw a line, right? And I'm going to draw this line. I'm going to make the stroke our nice color. I'm going to make it thicker so we can see it. And now I'm going to, in stroke, right, we have all the same options that we did in Illustrator. I think a good option can be making the line dashed. So these are a little bit different than we had in Illustrator, but the idea here is that we have a bunch of options that we can choose. We can make these lines dashed. We can, we can make the line thicker. We can make the weight thicker. We can make, there's just a lot of things we can do. We can make the line thinner. You can make dotted lines. We can make a curved line with the pen tool because you have the same handle options. So maybe you want to make, let's say, a map, and your book is kind of like a map kind of thing. You can make a dotted line running throughout, or you can do these lines. There are lots and lots of options that you can do. And these graphic elements really help with cohesion because it can tie the entire book together. And it also helps with contrast because you can alter the line a little bit every time to make it more interesting. If you have any questions, please let me know.